Thanks, Musa. I'll work my way backwards if you don't mind. On the second question, I don't have anything further to add apart from what we said in the past. With respect to your first question and the violence, and I guess you're referring more specifically to Minneapolis. Under international human rights law, the international use of lethal force is only permissible as a measure of last resort against an individual representing an imminent threat to life. We take note of the FBI investigation and insist on the need for prompt, independent, and transparent investigation into the killing of Ms. Good. We urge all authorities to take measures to de-escalate tensions and refrain from incitement to violence.
Thanks. I think Jamie wanted to come in on that. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Musa, for the question. Following up on that, you say that the use of lethal force is only permissible as a measure of last resort against an individual representing an imminent threat to life. What is the assessment of the UN Human Rights Office about whether there was an imminent threat to life or not in this case?
Jamie, that wouldn't be really for us to make a judgment call on. What we have said quite categorically is there needs to be an independent and prompt investigation into this.
Thank you. I think Gabriela next. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much, Michele. Hi, Jeremy, my question is on Venezuela. Do you have a comment on the situation of the people inside Venezuela? Because I heard that the new president, Delcy Rodriguez, said that everyone that says something against the government will be detained. Is that accurate? Do you have a comment on that? And also, what about Edmundo González, who was elected president in the elections of 2024? I mean, he's the president of the country. Why Delcy Rodriguez is there? I mean, that's my questions. Those are my questions, if you have comments. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gabriela. The second question, I would actually point you probably to New York. I think that's more of a political question that they can take. With respect to your first question, I guess the answer is simply that the people of Venezuela should be entitled to live in peace and go about their lives with all due respect for their human rights. Obviously, there has been the people of Venezuela have struggled over years, and we would like to think that there is progress in helping them transform their lives from and to avoid the misery that they've experienced for so long.
Thank you. I don't see any other questions. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Jeremy. Yep.
Sorry, Jeremy. I just wanted to, could you just reread your statement about in response to Musa's question? Because it sounded like you said the international use of lethal force. I think what you meant to say was intentional. So could you clarify that for me?
Thank you, Jamie. You are absolutely right if that's what I said. So under international human rights law, the intentional use of lethal force is only permissible as a measure of last resort against an individual representing an imminent threat to life. Thanks for that, Jamie.
Gabriela, I don't know is that an old hand or a new hand? Do you have a follow-up?
Yes, I have a follow-up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, maybe this is for OCHA, but I heard reports that in Venezuela are 8 million of people in need of humanitarian assistance. And the government doesn't allow any humanitarian organization to come in, not the media, international media, to come in. So if OCHA has something to say about this issue. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jens. Go ahead.
Thank you, Gabriela. Yes, 8 million is what we have in our response plan of people who are in need of humanitarian support. At the moment, there are humanitarian organizations already in Venezuela, and they are responding as I speak. And we actually have fairly good access across the country to do as we have done in the past, and that we hope to continue in the course of this year. I think, as I mentioned last time, these are very, of course, dramatic political developments, but the everyday living situation, humanitarian situation for these 8 million people haven't changed that dramatically. So it's very important that we can stay and continue to deliver.
Thank you, Jens. Before we let Jeremy go, perhaps we'll have him, he has an announcement to make about Sudan. So let's have him do that, and then we'll go to Ukraine.
Yes, thank you. You will have seen yesterday we issued an advisory. This is before the High Commissioner heads to Sudan. He departs tomorrow. He will be in Sudan from until the 18th of January. During the visit, he is scheduled to meet with authorities in Port Sudan, as well as civil society representatives and the UN country team. He will also visit the northern state, including Al Afad gathering site, and engage with people displaced by the conflict in Darfur and Kordofan, and he will also meet with humanitarian partners. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. And over to Jens for the launch of the 2026 UN Coordinated Humanitarian Response Plan in Ukraine, which I believe is going on right now.
Yes, thank you very much, Michele, and good morning, everyone. As we are right now, this morning, working to confirm the reports that we are receiving about another round of deadly Russian strikes overnight that reportedly has hit Kiev, Kharkiv, and Odessa, and possibly other locations. We are right now launching in Kiev the United Nations Coordinated Humanitarian Response Plan for 2026, and we're doing this, of course, in collaboration with the government. It's a plan that complements the government's own support and with our many humanitarian partners in Ukraine. And indeed, it is live streamed right now, and I can see it is ongoing. So the electricity cuts that we hear from these overnight attacks in Kiev has apparently not yet, at least, hit the launch. So you can follow that on UN Web TV. As the war in Ukraine grinds on and soon enters its 5th year, humanitarian partners aim to reach 4.1 million people this year with life-saving support, and that includes food, healthcare, shelter, protection, cash assistance, as well as other types of aid. Overall, an estimated 10.8 million people across Ukraine will require humanitarian assistance this year, including internally displaced people, of whom there are 3.7 million, and others affected by the war. To realize this plan, we and our partners are asking for $2.3 billion this year. Frontline areas and northern border regions face the highest humanitarian needs due to the shelling, destruction of civilian infrastructure, and persistent disruption to essential services that people rely on to get through winter. That's power, that's heating, that's water. We have particular concern, of course, of people living in territories occupied by the Russian Federation, because they remain largely cut off from essential services and protection systems. As I mentioned, widespread disruptions to power and heating during extreme winter conditions, and we're talking -10 degrees in some places, are creating a crisis within a crisis and pushing people to the breaking point. Humanitarian assistance is delivered to complement the national response, and national and local organizations alongside their international partners, including the UN. They play a central role in this response, often the first to act in the most difficult and dangerous conditions. The full plan is now available online, and I will share the link in an email to you just after the briefing. Thank you.
Thank you, Jens. Go ahead, please, F.
Hi. Regarding the people living in the occupied territories by Russia, do they have access to the humanitarian aid, or do you know how is their situation different from the other territories?
It is different because these are, as you know, contested areas. For the United Nations, this is still Ukraine. For the Russian Federation, it's not Ukraine. So there are issues at that level. And at the moment, we do not have the access as United Nations as we would like to see, because, you know, as I mentioned, there's 1 million people there that we believe are in need of humanitarian assistance that they are currently not getting. There are some NGOs that are operating there, but not at a scale that is required.
Thank you. Gonna give that a moment to see if there are any more questions on Ukraine for Jens. So questions for Jens tout court. Doesn't seem like it. Thanks very much. He's relieved. I'm hoping Claire Nullis is still online, because she had an announcement to make. There she is. I see her. Good to see you, Claire. The floor is yours.
Okay, yes, good morning, belated Happy New Year to everybody. This is just a quick announcement to say the World Meteorological Organization, tomorrow, the 14th of January, we will be issuing a press release on the consolidated global temperature figure for 2025. We're doing this in conjunction with 8